Now let's get to Florian Wirtz though, because Alexander Isak as well as him both had their chance to find some form when they play for their countries this week. Now Wirtz will line up for Germany against Luxembourg tonight, while Isak is fit to play for Sweden against Switzerland tomorrow night. So look, Liverpool, we mentioned it at the top of the show, it's not gone as well as perhaps they expected this season for sure. So what have you made of Florian Wirtz first and foremost?
I was made up when he signed for Liverpool. I was thinking, God, that's brave. You know, he's been brilliant in Leverkusen. Obviously, Munich wanted him. He's a German boy. An easy option would have been to stay in the Bundesliga and sign for Bayern Munich. He's been really brave and come to the Premier League. And we know it's the best league in the world, the intensity, the physicality. And it will take time for him to adjust. I've watched him for Liverpool this season, and forget what social media say, this lad is an unbelievable player. And he hasn't started all the games. People are asking for him to be taken out, and he has been at times. He didn't start games at, I think, the derby at Anfield against Everton. He was on the bench against Manchester United for Chelsea. So he has been given a little bit of time to try and adjust. But there's a player there, that there is an unbelievable talent of a player who can find spaces, pockets of spaces against real compact defensive units and make things happen. And people will say he's not got an assist, and I can't argue with that, but he does create chances.
Yes, he's got a lot of chances that
create chances. Yeah. And so Liverpool have been a little bit wasteful with the chances he's created. I don't know where his position is long term. He's played against Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, which were brilliant results for Liverpool this year, as a 10. He was that 10 in there, got into some great positions, outstanding. Against Real Madrid, the best performance from Liverpool this season. He was out on the left, drifted inside. Frankfurt, he played in a 4-4-2 out on the right-hand side. He is capable of playing in different positions.
And is not that what he was kind of told that he might be playing out, potentially on the left when he came in, wasn't it? I think that's what he was kind of expecting, and then hasn't been played out there.
I think if you're not producing the numbers of assists and goals, the manager will play you where maybe you need it. But I think long term, this lad will be spoken about as one of the best players in the Premier League. And it hasn't been the case this season. It's a long season. He will produce moments this season. I think the Chelsea one, remember when he created that little chance for Salah and Salah put it wide? People would have been saying one of the best assists we've seen this season. He will produce moments that will turn all this negative talk about Wirtz not influencing games and why Liverpool signed him. I really believe in him, top player.
We were talking about it actually earlier on in the week, about perhaps some players show so much on the training pitch and then they just cannot translate it to actually in a game. Do you feel that might be a little bit of a...
No, not. He's best player in the Bundesliga. That's why Liverpool paid the money they did. You know, for a young boy at 22, he's played countless times for Germany. Assists, goals, he's done it that for Germany. It will be a matter of time before those numbers start arriving. Create the chances. I think in the Champions League, again, he's created a few assists, so he has got a few assists in the Champions League. I watch him and I think he's in an unbelievable position there. And maybe at times the pass hasn't been taken with a finish, a wasteful finish, or maybe somebody hasn't found him when he's in acres of space to maybe score. So I don't think those numbers are too far away from getting a lot higher than certainly what they are at the moment.
All right, what about Isak then? Because he's not featured for Liverpool since the 22nd of October. I'm guessing Arne Slot will want him to play for Sweden right now, won't he? Just to get more kind of match fitness, if that's the word that we're still using for him. I'm not sure whether it is the right phrase anymore.
It's a big boost to see that he is fit and available for starters. He was, I mean, we talk about Haaland as being the best striker in the Premier League. People were talking about Isak being the best last season. And he was so influential for Newcastle, the season they had, being in the Champions League, winning a trophy as well. So that's why Liverpool went out and bought him, because, and I think it was mentioned with Andy Cole saying he's one of the best finishers. Isak is an unbelievable finisher. And he's been brought into Liverpool Football Club to be that finisher, to score goals, to take chances. And it hasn't quite worked out in terms of the goal return. It's frustration for the injuries he's had, and he's not really been able to get the rhythm in the game. This was the big chance against United. You know, he felt as though he needed that one to go in. But yeah, a top centre forward who early on in the season has found it difficult because of the no pre-season, what happened at Newcastle. He's not alone in that. There's a few other players in that category as well. But with the season as long as it is, he is going to play an important part for Liverpool. And whether that's getting Liverpool back into a much better position in the league, whether that's a real good run in the Champions League, you feel as though he will contribute for Liverpool. But to see him back fit is big, and I'm sure it may even get himself a goal for Sweden. Yeah,
I mean, the question is, who starts? Ekitike, a player that potentially is in the form, or Isak? What would you do?
Thankfully, the manager has to make that decision. Well, you say Ekitike is in form, and he was to start with, but he's been off the boil a little bit in terms of not just him. The numbers will say 1 goal in 8 games, which is surprising. And you're thinking, when the break happens, does that help certain players? Ekitike got his first goal for France last night. He'll be absolutely buzzing. He'll be bouncing back at the AXA when they come back to the training ground before the Forest game. That break would have done him the good, world of good. So I think he's a player who is a little bit more raw compared to Isak, but he's certainly started very well with the goals, but then hasn't scored recently. And that goal for France may just get him going a little bit again. Who starts? I think Ekitike because of his fitness. But Isak will be knocking on the door, and Ekitike will be well aware of that. And they could play together. They played together against Frankfurt, and I thought they played very well together. So that's another option for Liverpool to play both together.
Yeah, and then does that mean that Wirtz misses out?
Get Wirtz in behind. You can play the 4-4-2 diamond, and that's another option. Wirtz played on the right-hand side against Frankfurt, and they both played. Salah didn't play in that game. Fitting them all in is certainly going to be a problem for the manager, but a good problem when they're all fit. So Liverpool's excuse at the moment isn't a case of, we've got this injury, that injury. Players are fit. And it's a case of trying to get the form Liverpool had at the start of the season. 7 wins in a row. Everyone was saying Liverpool will win the league again. It's a long way to go. Now, because of the current run, what if we lost 5 of the last 6? Everyone's saying, Liverpool's season's finished. There is a long way to go. Christmas, Liverpool have got 6 more games between now and then. Let's see where we are then. Can Liverpool rediscover that form, that rhythm, and a bit of momentum and a bit of a run to try and get back higher up the league?
All right. I know you want to talk more.